from that. We had one. And the other one which I experienced was in America. We were crisscrossing almost the entire United States, which was about, we were traveling from Salt Lake City, Utah by road, all the way to Newark on the eastern front. So this happened in between Chicago and Newark. And the other one was in
But
Uttar.
what happened? I'm more interested in what happened. I read it, of course, but in your own words, it will be different.
And the other one is just about a year back. Just last year, we had experienced that. So I'll just tell you about a short and brief what happened in America. So we were traveling, and we were 4 of us, and we were we are taking sides by driving. That's a long distance, and so it was about 9 in the night, and we had a meeting early morning, about 7, because America gets up quite early, and so we wanted to break off for the night, and we drove down. It was about those interstate highways that come up. So one of them that offshoots takes from Chicago. Then we took that. And then one of my colleagues, he was quite conversant with that part of the city or the country, because he drives a lot. So he told that I know of a place, a motel where we can drive down. It was kind of a small hotel. So we went there, and then it was all sold out for that night. So the person who was there directed us for another small hotel, which was about 12 to 18 miles. It's deeper than from the highway, from the interstate. So we went there, and then we broke, and there were 4 places, suites, small rooms that we usually, with a typical American format of 2 beds and everything. So we took one, and then we went up, and I was the one who got for the night stay, I got on the first floor, and which was around the corridor. It's quite remote. So, and we were tired because we were driving, and it was the pressure of corporate, those things are there. So, and I had taken up on the way. We had bought some food, and she wanted to have it, and I have a habit of watching the TV, and while dozing off, and then eventually I fall asleep with the TV moving on in low volume. So that is a typical thing that happened. And then a couple of things started happening. And I had seen before I took the room, I had seen something which had, it drew my attention, but I didn't give any attention to it. But I just continued on the usual what we do. And then things started happening. First, that the water on the tap, I knew pretty well that I had closed it. It started coming down. I could hear the water. So I thought that it was my mistake. And then I thought maybe even in US these things happen. They haven't fixed it properly. So again that thing happened, and then I had taken off. We had parked the car, and there was a small courtyard right behind where we were staying, and there was a blind, which I had moved out because I feel comfortable in the night if the light comes out from the outside and complete darkness. I don't like it, so I had put it up like that. And then middle of the night, or sometime when I was dozing off, I hear a shriek, and then the thing was right there where it started off. And then another thing happened, and I would leave it at that. And I want you to read through and get what actually experienced.
The third thing that happened to him. The third thing that happened to him was he found something in the room which you usually don't find in a motel room or a hotel room. He found a piece of tape, a typical yellow tape, which had police work, do not cross, printed on it.
But it was not, yes, it was so that was when I entered, while unlacing my shoes, I saw that. And it was that, typical that yellow colored with those letter black written, so that they had a fluorescence so that you can see in the night. And this one was it was torn off, but those two words were there, and it was coming out of underneath the second bed on my left. So my laptop bag was on top, and I could see that, but that was it kind of struck me, but I didn't bother. Maybe it happens. So then the rest of the story will tie up when you hear it. I mean, when you read through it and feel it, and it was a ghastly feeling. That was what you read through that, and I'll definitely take feedback from you.
But like Swati, like perhaps Balaji mentioned, we cannot very clearly attribute it to ghosts. What we can only share with you is that this was out of the natural. This was beyond our expectations, or something that doesn't happen to you every day. Suddenly for Balaji to discover that a couple of paragraphs have appeared, he can never explain. Similarly, what followed Gautam that evening cannot be explained, but he did experience those things. All between those pages, we urge you to please read. Any other questions?